2 soldiers and 3 civilians were injured in an ambush when an international humanitarian aid convoy traveled from Bama to Maiduguri in Borno State. They were ambushed by remnants of Boko Haram in the northeast. Theatre Commander Operation Lafiya Dole, Lafiya now joins me from Maiduguri. Many thanks indeed, General, for coming on the show. Give me an update of this ambush situation that we've heard.
Okay, thank you very much, Dimba. Good evening. It is true, yesterday on the evening there was an ambush. A humanitarian convoy that had gone to Bama to deliver humanitarian supplies to the IDPs in Bama. So on their way back between Kauri and Konduga, they ran into an ambush. 3 civilians and 2 soldiers were dead. And yesterday, in the early evening, the Chief of Army Staff led myself and the rest of the officers that were in the theater to see those who were wounded in the hospital. And they're quite stable, and he appreciated the efforts of the doctors and nurses that were looking after them.
So what other measures are you taking now that we're having food aid and medicines and other supplies coming through the Bama axis through to Maiduguri? What are you doing to be able to secure that route even more today?
Well, of course, we have patrols, regular patrols in those locations. With the occurrence that have just happened, it opens up, another area that we didn't think we need to do, which is possibly to have a standing deployment around the location where this unfortunate incident happened. But what I can tell you is that a whole lot of measures have been put in place. All the routes that we have picketed in the past, there has not been any breach. This is a little bit unfortunate, and I think that they've taken advantage of the foliage that are regrowing, given the rains that have come. But I can tell you that there is no cause for alarm. We will not see a repeat of this happening in the near future.
Most of the people are now getting back to their homes, getting back to their businesses, starting all over again from the ruins of Boko Haram in the past 7 years that we saw. Does this give them an assurance that all is well?
Of course it should. The apprehensions that you see just media expression, if I may use that word, given that the local staff of the UN agencies were involved. Beyond that, I do not see any reason whatsoever why the kind of apprehension you now find in the media over this incident. It's unfortunate. I had also spoken to the local staff of, that is the UN staff right here in the field, and having to, commiserate with them over the unfortunate incident. But that does not imply that there is any serious cause for alarm. We are on top of the game, and we believe that all the measures we have put in place should be able to sustain the peace that we enjoy currently.
You are in the front lines as well as have been able to interact at the IDP camps and seen firsthand what is actually happening there. We're getting reports of malnutrition and children dying, 5 and 1 we hear. What do you make of the situation so far, now that we have aid coming to them and it's been breached at some point?
Well, it is true that the situation in the camps, it's not the best. But then, of course, don't also forget that the conditions of these IDPs before they were taken to the camps, they were quite deplorable. So that they are now in an environment where they are better cared for. Of course, you should expect that those who have lived below the expectation, the basic minimum, and of course far below the basic minimum. Of course, you should expect that anyone coming to the camps to attend to them will raise alarm. But what I can assure you is that the aid agencies and of course the NEMA and SEMA, they are actually doing their very best. But let me possibly correct an impression here. The convoy only went to deliver aid. They were coming back empty. It's not that they were bringing supplies from Bama to Maiduguri. No, they took some supplies from Maiduguri to Bama. They were returning back to Maiduguri empty when this incident happened. And everybody in that convoy was accounted for. All the vehicles, of course, there are a few damages, but they were recovered.
Theatre Commander Operation Lafiya Dole, Major General Lucky Irabo, I want to thank you so much indeed for sharing those information with us here on State of the Nation. And of course, to you watching us from wherever you are, I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of the show. I'm Gimba Omar, and bye for now.